Own your power. The world is full of expectations, opinions, and pressures that constantly try to define who we should be. From the moment we step into society, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal lives, we are bombarded with ideas of how we should behave, how we should look, and what we should aspire to become. But let me tell you something: true respect comes when you own your power unapologetically. The moment you stop seeking validation from the outside world and start believing in your own worth, you become unstoppable. Owning your power is not about being arrogant or dismissive of others. It is about embracing who you are without fear. It is about walking into a room and knowing that you belong there not because someone gave you permission, but because you have earned it through your own strength, effort, and belief in yourself. People will always have opinions. Some will doubt you, some will try to put you down, and some will try to make you feel less than you are. But the real question is, will you let them, or will you choose to own your power and rise above it? I have learned through my journey that when you truly embrace yourself, your talents, your strengths, and even your flaws, you become unshakable. Think about it. Who gets disrespected the most? Those who are unsure of themselves. Those who hesitate, who second-guess their own worth, who allow others to dictate their identity. But when you walk with confidence, when you speak with conviction, when you carry yourself with self-assurance, people automatically take you seriously. Respect is not demanded, it is commanded by the energy you put into the world. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for someone else to validate them. They wait for their boss to recognize their worth before they believe in their skills. They wait for a partner to love them before they love themselves. They wait for society to approve of them before they feel proud of who they are. But guess what? That day may never come. If you keep waiting for external validation, you will always be at the mercy of someone else's judgment. Real power comes from within. It starts when you stop seeking approval and start giving yourself permission to shine. Now, I'm not saying this is always easy. It takes time to build self-confidence, especially in a world that constantly tells us we are not enough. But here's the secret: you become powerful the moment you decide to be. It's a choice, a daily choice. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak about yourself, and the way you react to challenges. Every time you choose courage over fear, strength over doubt, self-love over insecurity, you are owning your power. Owning your power also means taking responsibility for your life. It's easy to blame circumstances, to say, I wasn't given the same opportunities, or people don't respect me because of my background, my gender, my age. But let me ask you, do you respect yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Because the world mirrors back what you project. When you stand tall and refuse to shrink, people take notice. They may not always agree with you, but they will respect you. I want you to imagine the most powerful version of yourself, the version that walks into any room with grace and confidence, the version that doesn't apologize for taking up space, the version that knows their worth so deeply that no amount of negativity can shake them. Now, decide to be that person today. Own your power and watch how the world changes around you. Because when you own your power, no one can ever disrespect you again. Setting your standards and sticking to them is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It is a declaration to the world about what you will and will not accept. It defines the way people treat you, the way opportunities come your way, and most importantly, the way you see yourself. When you set clear boundaries and expectations for how you deserve to be treated, you automatically command respect. People will only treat you the way you allow them to, and if you have high standards, they will either rise to meet them or step aside. But here's the catch: setting standards is not enough, you have to stick to them. Far too often, people set boundaries only to compromise them at the first sign of difficulty. Maybe you tell yourself you won't tolerate disrespect, but then you let it slide because you don't want to create conflict. Maybe you set a professional standard for yourself, but compromise it because you fear losing an opportunity. The moment you bend your own rules, you teach people that your standards are negotiable. And when your standards are negotiable, so is the respect you receive. Sticking to your standards requires self-discipline and self-respect. It means knowing your worth even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. It means having the courage to say no to situations, people, and opportunities that do not align with your values. This is not about arrogance or being difficult. It is about protecting your peace, your self-worth, and your personal integrity. When you allow disrespect, mistreatment, or mediocrity into your life, you are telling yourself that you don't deserve better. And the moment you accept less than you deserve, you start believing that less is all you're worthy of. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to uphold their standards is the fear of losing relationships, opportunities, or approval. But let me ask you, what is the point of having something that comes at the cost of your self-respect? If someone only respects you when you lower your standards, is that real respect? If you have to compromise your values to keep a job, is that job truly worth it? The answer is no. What's meant for you will never require you to shrink yourself, settle, or betray your own principles. Now, let's talk about how to stick to your standards. First, you need to be crystal clear on what they are. What are your non-negotiables? What behaviors, situations, and relationships do you refuse to tolerate? Write them down if you have to. The clearer you are about your standards, the easier it will be to enforce them. Second, communicate your standards boldly. People cannot respect boundaries they don't know exist. Be confident in expressing what you will and will not accept. You do not owe anyone an explanation for valuing yourself. Third, be prepared to walk away. This is the hardest part, but also the most crucial. When someone disrespects your boundaries, do not hesitate to distance yourself. Whether it's a friendship, a workplace, or a relationship, if something or someone consistently falls below your standards, have the courage to remove yourself. Walking away is not weakness, it is power. And finally, lead by example. You cannot expect others to respect your standards if you do not live by them yourself. If you demand honesty, be honest. If you expect commitment, be committed. If you value excellence, strive for excellence. When you embody your own standards, you inspire others to do the same. At the end of the day, your standards define your life. The moment you stop accepting less is the moment you start receiving more. So set your standards high, honor them with confidence, and watch how the world rises to meet you. Because when you respect yourself enough to stick to your standards, no one will ever dare to disrespect you again. Mastering your craft is one of the most powerful ways to command respect. When you are exceptional at what you do, people have no choice but to recognize your value. Excellence speaks louder than words, and when you invest in becoming the best in your field, respect follows naturally. Whether you are an artist, a doctor, an entrepreneur, a writer, or anything else, the moment you dedicate yourself to mastery, you elevate yourself above the competition. The first step in mastering your craft is commitment. You must decide that you are not just going to be average, you are going to be extraordinary. This means having a relentless desire to improve every single day. Many people want to be successful, but few are willing to put in the effort required to become truly great. Mastery is not about talent alone, it is about dedication, discipline, and a hunger to keep learning. If you are willing to outwork, outlearn, and outgrow everyone around you, no one will ever be able to ignore you. Another crucial aspect of mastery is consistency. Talent without consistency is useless. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you don't show up and put in the work every day, you will never reach your full potential. The most respected people in any industry are not those who are simply gifted, but those who put in years, sometimes decades of consistent hard work. Look at the greatest athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, or leaders. Their success is not an accident, it is a result of countless hours of dedication. In today's world, where distractions are everywhere, focusing on mastering your craft requires discipline. You have to eliminate excuses. You have to stop wasting time on things that do not contribute to your growth. You have to train yourself to stay focused on your goals even when no one is watching. Mastery requires sacrifices that most people are not willing to make. But that is precisely why only a few people reach the top. Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to put in the time, effort, and energy that others won't? Because if you are, you will set yourself apart. Another key to mastering your craft is learning from the best. No one becomes great in isolation. Find mentors, study successful people in your field, read books, take courses, and always seek knowledge. Never assume you know everything, because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Even the most accomplished individuals continue to learn every day. They seek new ideas, challenge themselves, and embrace change. If you want to be the best, you must be a student for life, but learning is not enough. You must also apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is meaningless. Too many people consume information but never implement it. If you want to master your craft, you have to take action. You have to practice relentlessly, refine your skills, and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, make mistakes, learn from them, and keep going. One of the most powerful things about mastery is that it automatically earns you respect. When you are excellent at what you do, you don't have to demand recognition, it comes naturally. People respect expertise, they admire those who have put in the work to become truly skilled. And when you become a master in your field, opportunities find you. You no longer have to chase validation because your work speaks for itself. So whatever your craft is, own it, dedicate yourself to it, give it everything you have. Because when you become exceptional at what you do, no one will ever disrespect you again. Speaking up, especially when it is uncomfortable, is one of the most powerful things you can do to earn respect. The ability to express your thoughts, defend your values, and stand your ground in difficult situations sets you apart. Many people remain silent because they fear confrontation, rejection, or judgment, but silence can often be mistaken for acceptance. If you do not speak up, people assume you are okay with whatever is happening, even if it is unfair, unjust, or disrespectful. The truth is, if you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. One of the biggest reasons people hesitate to speak up is fear of making a mistake, fear of being wrong, fear of offending someone, or fear of facing backlash. But here's the thing, if you always prioritize comfort over courage, you will never truly be respected. People respect those who are willing to voice their opinions, ask difficult questions, and challenge what needs to be challenged. It does not mean you have to be aggressive or disrespectful, but it does mean you must have the confidence to express yourself, even when it's hard. Another important reason to speak up is self-respect. When you let people talk over you, dismiss your opinions, or treat you unfairly without saying anything, you are indirectly telling yourself that your voice doesn't matter. Over time, this damages your confidence. But when you start speaking up, when you assert yourself in conversations, meetings, relationships, and social situations, you begin to realize that your voice holds weight. And the more you do it, the stronger and more confident you become. Speaking up does not always mean confrontation. Sometimes it is simply about asking for what you deserve, whether it's negotiating a salary, addressing a misunderstanding, or clarifying your boundaries in a relationship. You need to communicate your needs. Too often people assume that if they stay quiet and work hard, they will be rewarded. But the reality is, opportunities often go to those who ask for them. If you don't voice your needs, they will be overlooked. Of course, speaking up is not always easy. There will be times when you feel nervous, when your voice shakes, when people push back. But discomfort is a sign of growth. Every time you speak up, even if it feels uncomfortable, you are training yourself to be stronger. The first few times may feel intimidating, but with practice it becomes second nature. A key part of speaking up effectively is knowing how to communicate with confidence. Your tone, body language, and choice of words matter. Instead of apologizing for having an opinion, state your point clearly. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, create the moment. Instead of backing down when someone challenges you, stand firm in your beliefs. Respect is earned when people see that you are not afraid to voice your thoughts, even in difficult situations. It is also important to speak up for others. If you see someone being mistreated, if you witness injustice, if you hear something that is wrong, do not stay silent. Using your voice to uplift and protect others is a sign of true strength. It shows that you have integrity and courage, and people will respect you for it. At the end of the day, your voice is your power. Do not let fear, doubt, or discomfort silence you. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for what is right. Speak up even when it's uncomfortable, because when you do, people listen and respect follows. Walking away from what doesn't serve you is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect. It is a statement to the world and to yourself that you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. Yet so many people struggle with this concept. They stay in toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, and situations that drain them emotionally, mentally, and physically. Why? Because walking away is hard. It requires courage, self-awareness, and the willingness to choose yourself over comfort. One of the biggest reasons people find it difficult to walk away is fear of the unknown. What if I don't find a better job? What if I never meet someone else? What if I regret my decision? These what-ifs keep people trapped in situations that are far below their worth. But here's the truth, staying in a place that diminishes you is far worse than taking a risk for something better. Growth only happens when you step out of your comfort zone, and sometimes that means leaving behind what no longer aligns with you. Another reason people hold on to things that don't serve them is attachment. They invest years into relationships, careers, or friendships, and the idea of letting go feels like losing all that time and effort. But here's the thing, just because you've invested time in something doesn't mean you have to keep investing in it if it's no longer making you happy or helping you grow. You are not obligated to stay in a situation just because you once believed in it. If something is draining you more than it's fulfilling you, it's time to reconsider why you're holding on. Walking away is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. It means you have the courage to prioritize yourself. It means you are strong enough to recognize when something no longer contributes to your well-being and confident enough to step away from it. People often confuse endurance with strength, believing that sticking it out in a bad situation is a sign of resilience. But true strength is knowing when to walk away, when to say this is not serving me anymore, and when to create space for something better. One of the most empowering things about walking away is that it teaches people how to treat you. When you stay in situations that devalue you, you are silently communicating that you are okay with being treated that way. But when you walk away, you send a clear message: I will not accept anything less than what I deserve. Over time, people learn to respect those who have strong boundaries. They see that you are someone who values yourself enough to leave when necessary. And that kind of self-respect commands the respect of others. Walking away does not mean you have to do it with anger or bitterness. It is not about proving a point or seeking revenge. It is about peace. It is about choosing your own happiness over unnecessary suffering. Sometimes the best thing you can do is silently step away and let go with grace. No explanations, no drama, just a quiet decision to move forward towards something better. Finally, understand that every time you walk away from something that doesn't serve you, you make room for something that does. Life has a way of filling the spaces you create. When you let go of a toxic relationship, you create space for one that is healthy. When you leave a job that doesn't value you, you open doors to opportunities that align with your worth. Walking away is not an ending, it is a beginning. It is a step toward a better, stronger, and more fulfilled version of yourself. So do not be afraid to walk away. Do not let fear, guilt, or attachment keep you stuck in places that do not serve you. Have the courage to choose yourself and watch how life rewards you for it. Because when you walk away from what doesn't serve you, you walk toward the life you truly deserve. Lifting others as you rise is one of the most powerful ways to create lasting success, respect, and fulfillment in life. True greatness is not measured by how far you go alone, but by how many people you bring along with you. Many people believe that success is a solo journey, that they must compete, push others down, or guard their opportunities to stay ahead. But the reality is quite the opposite. Those who help others grow, those who uplift, inspire, and support people on their journey are the ones who create a legacy of true impact and influence. One of the key reasons to lift others as you rise is because success is not a limited resource. There is enough room at the top for everyone. Too often, people operate with a scarcity mindset, believing that if someone else succeeds, it somehow takes away from their own chances. But the truth is, helping others does not diminish your success, it amplifies it. When you support others, you create a network of strong, capable individuals who in turn support and uplift you. Success is a cycle. The more you give, the more you receive. Another powerful reason to lift others is that it builds a foundation of respect and admiration. People remember those who helped them when they were struggling, those who gave them guidance, opportunities, or even just words of encouragement. When you extend a helping hand to someone else, you create loyalty, trust, and relationships that go beyond superficial success. In the long run, these relationships become invaluable. The people you help today may be the ones who support you tomorrow in ways you never imagined. Lifting others as you rise is not just about giving material help, it is about mentorship, encouragement, and empowerment. Sometimes people just need someone to believe in them, to tell them that they are capable, that they have what it takes to succeed. A kind word, a recommendation, a shared resource, or simply taking the time to listen can change someone's entire trajectory. Think about the people who have influenced your journey, those who guided you, inspired you, or opened doors for you. Now, ask yourself, how can you do the same for someone else? One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it should be a lonely journey. Society often glorifies the idea of the self-made individual, but the truth is, no one achieves greatness entirely on their own. Every successful person has had mentors, supporters, or even just a community that contributed to their growth. That is why creating opportunities for others does not weaken your position, it strengthens it. The more you empower others, the more you build an ecosystem of success around you. Another important aspect of lifting others is leading by example. People watch how you treat those around you. They observe whether you share knowledge or hoard it, whether you support others or compete with them. Being someone who lifts others up not only builds respect, but also inspires a culture of generosity and collaboration. When you create an environment where success is shared, everyone benefits. Finally, lifting others as you rise brings deep fulfillment and purpose. Success that is only about personal gain can feel empty, but success that impacts others brings true joy. There is something incredibly rewarding about seeing someone you mentored succeed, knowing that you played even a small role in their journey. The legacy you leave is not just in the things you achieve, but in the people you empower along the way. So, as you climb higher, remember to reach back and pull others up with you. Open doors, share knowledge, give encouragement, and create opportunities. Because when you lift others as you rise, you don't just build success, you build a legacy of impact, respect, and meaningful change. And that is a success that truly lasts.